Dan Brown, the Mulletlord. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you, brother.
Mate, I was going to call you the myth, the legend, the survivor and thriver. Does that sound pretty much like you?
I've been called way worse.
Well, go on.
That was a lifetime ago.
Yeah. Does it? Well, I mean, just with that, I mean, where you are now, do you feel like you look back and go, "Holy shit, how have I got here?"
Pretty much.
Do you look back a lot? I know you're someone that looks forward. Every day's a new day, but is it important for you to look back and pay homage to that hard slog of what everything you've done, which we will get into?
100%. Yeah, I don't do it enough, to be honest. It's I achieve what I achieve just through natural progression, consistency, and hard work. And my wife's going, just sit back and smell the roses. And I feel like, honey, I can't. We've got more to do. I just want you to be happy about what you've achieved.
And she's, I'll tell you, you says, honey, I got to go on a podcast this morning. You just got to just keep serving coffee today. So is that the case?
She's serving two kids, our 3.5-year-old and 5.5-year-old.
Wow, 3.5. Yeah, people say terrible twos. I reckon it's terrible threes.
Oh my gosh, I do too.
Yeah.
Our daughter.
It's like they're smarter.
Attitude.
Like two-year-olds are smart, but when they get to three, all of a sudden there's that cunningness comes in.
Personality. I mean, she's got a strong personality. She's intense.
Now, as you know, as you don't know, I'm not a surfer. I've never tried to be a surfer. In fact, every time I go to the beach, something happens to me. Like I get sunburned. I got sunburned yesterday when I had that much 50 plus on, under an umbrella. I still got burnt. But we've got something in common that you probably wouldn't know.
Maybe one or two things.
Now, that's a good picture by Dino Consalvo. How'd you meet him?
How did I meet him? That feels like a long time ago. It's a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once we met each other, we just got along like a house on fire.
He loves peculiar people. He loves anything he sees. He goes, "Wow, I need to paint that person," you know. So what I'm saying, he got you at that moment, but he also got me.
Unreal.
So that was back in 2014.
Wow.
But at first I didn't want to do it. But isn't it a case of when someone says they want to paint a portrait of you, you go, how many times in your fucking life will you ever get asked that?
Not many. Just one of many experiences I've had in sobriety.
Dino, funny enough, when I met Dino, he actually rented a shop straight across from Lord's at Beaumont Street.
Did he really?
And it was just for an exhibition.
Yeah.
And I walked in to do a story on the exhibition, and he went, "Oh my God, you've walked in with a presence. I've got to capture this,
Wow.
And but some of the stories he's got, he was telling me that he once had to he was doing an exhibition in Maitland on a pub that had a bikie gang that went to the pub, and he wasn't doing it like a painting about the outside of the pub. He was doing it about the people who went to the pub. So there was bikie gangs. There was, an old lady that used to come for a sherry 3:00 every afternoon. Everything was like clockwork. It was like the Cheers bar. It was like everyone in there was a family. Didn't matter what walk of life, you were part of them. So he painted them on the, from the inside. Anyway, he got to know this bikie gang really well. And the sergeant of arms, he actually painted the sergeant of arms out the back in the beer garden in a chair like this, with gold dripping off him, which is really...
Wow, I'd like to see that.
Oh, it was brilliant. But this sergeant of arms was so taken by him. He said, "Dino, I want to pay you for something else." He said, "Radio." He said, "We've got a Christmas party at our clubhouse, and in every chapter in Australia is going to be at this Christmas party. And I want you at the top, painting from the bleachers, painting this Christmas party. There's this a sea of bikies." But the interesting thing about it, he did such a great job that after that, he said, I want to do another painting. So what's it now? He said, I want you to paint me in a deck chair on a deck. I want my daughter on a white pony off the side. I want a can of VB in my hand. I want you to paint an Adolf Hitler mo on me, and I want the Nazi swastika in the background.
Wow.
And Tino's like, I said, did you do it? He goes, well, would you say no to these guys? He goes, I didn't put my name on it. I don't know where it is. I just don't want it to surface.
You've got to see that.
Man. You sort of think to yourself, what is going through the minds?
That's amazing.
Like, just in regards to the shit that's happened in your life, is it now in the rear view mirror now in regards to the tough times?
I don't ever want to forget those tough times and what happened. But at the same time, I'm a born again. And it feels like a bloody long time ago.
Yeah.
And to try and think about what happened, intellectualize it, it's just a waste of time. It's more about how I felt, remembering how I felt, and understanding life's just one big mystery. And I might not understand what happened, but it got me to where I am today. And I get to live each day, maybe not like the average person, where when I did have that near-death experience and I passed on, it's like oil to water. What mattered rose to the surface, and everything else was underneath that, and I carry that through my days today.
We will talk about that a little bit later, but just staying on that a bit. But looking back, is it that worry that it's important to have to look back, that you don't fall back, or do you feel that do you feel like that could never happen?
I don't think it could never happen. No way, not with the life I live today, and the practices I have in place.
The mullet's still looking brilliant. Is it a hard upkeep?
No. I'll be walking in public, people's jaws will drop, and I'll think, wow, those people are looking at me strange today. And then I go home and look in the mirror and go, oh, that's why. Look at that head. So it hangs back. The reason why I got it was because when I'm as a surfer, it doesn't get in my eyes. It's just flapping back behind me. I forget all about it.
I think your mum did it, didn't she?
Yeah. So that was early sobriety. So it's quite symbolic too.
Yeah.
I've had the mullet as long as I haven't had a drink, which is coming on 12 years.
Could you ever see it coming off?
Oh, not anymore. Just like the bikie gang. I'm in too deep.
But there's mullets everywhere. It's come back into style, hasn't it? A while back, you'd be like, oh, God, look at that, But now it's almost like it's second nature.
100%. What about how behind every brand there's a character? Behind our brand, I'm the character.
Yeah. And also, even back when I was playing soccer, it was a time when you had to have a mullet. It was the 80s, and it was like a perm curly mullet. Everyone had one, and you did a calendar. That was probably the first time I actually saw you in regards. I went into the cafe, and all of a sudden there was this calendar, and I'm like, wow, that's ballsy. That would have been great to make.
Yeah,
you do one every year, don't you?
Yeah, but there's also a lot of calendars circulating on Temu.
Yeah.
The Chinese stole photos and are selling millions of them on Temu and Etsy.
Man.
Maybe one day I'll get a royalty. But I've been used and abused my whole life. I'm used to it.
Oh, man. Mullet Fest is also, something that's on every year, and you've been a judge a few times, haven't you? You enjoy the fact that people are, out there trying to do that, like in regards to, and I suppose they've been there themselves, aren't they? I mean, it sort of shows a true character of who they are.
Yeah, I remember the founder of Mullet Fest got in contact with me before Mullet Fest was a thing, and she was like, Brownie, can you help us start Mullet Fest? Do you think it's a good idea? We're going to have it at Curry. It's going to be great for the area, revenue-wise, that is, and at the Chelmsford Hotel. So that whole mix, I said to her, I'm in. And the first couple of years was amazing, and it still is.
Yeah.
But after that first 2 years, the momentum carried on, and I felt like my job was done.
Yeah.
And I had a newborn at home. So I had to pick and choose where I could put my time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what we got you talking about this, I'm going to give you some spur of the moment judging. With some we've got up. What was the first one? Here we go.
Oh, wow. That's dead set a 9 out of 10 for me.
I actually love the shitters in the background.
Oh, that, the chain, the sunnies, the skullet, the curls. It's pretty good.
The trucker's singlet.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go into a bit younger here. Look at this.
Yeah, nice. Look, there could be more length on the back, but the look he's got is 8 out of 10 for sure.
Chunky chain. There's so many kids doing it now, isn't there?
But for me, a mullet like that could be good. It looks like he could have that for the day and shave it off. His parents will get him to shave it off.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it's telling me. So do your time, and I'll be a little bit more impressed.
This looks like a real traditional mullet.
Unreal.
That's a real.
I haven't given myself much room to move with the last 9, but that's unreal.
You should have started with 6 and work your way up.
Yeah,
Mate,
9.8.
We're going to go back to a younger. This was little Rennie Butler.
Cute. That's so cute.
Now I think this was 2024. It was Mullet Fest. I think it might have been in Canberra. They did a heat in Canberra, and this is the ages 0 to 3 category. Got through.
Unreal. How adorable. A 6 for sure.
And the good thing about after that photo, we went straight to the mine site and started excavating.
Totally.
Got the high vis on.
High vis already. No one's going to be asking questions out there anyway.
Now this next one.
Just give him a drug test and away he goes.
Well, he's probably on Ritalin by now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so he's done for. Maybe you better stick to unpacking the dishwasher for 50 cents.
Now this one.
Oh, wow. Wow, is that a skunk?
It's I don't know whether you could call it a mullet, but I saw it.
That's unreal.
It's
the
live lizard on your head look.
A for effort there.
And I thought,
but maybe they should. I'm into prevention. Lock him up before he commits a crime. Oh yeah, looks like the type to have a Prince Alfred too. Something like that.
Well, funnily enough, the next photo, Dave.
Mate, is that a true Aussie icon or what?
Surely that was December or November.
The funny thing, controversial thing, was that was in the backyard of a church as well. A good friend of mine lives there though. Yeah, she bought an old church. It's beautiful.
You love sort of doing things that shock people, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I love the shock factor, definitely. With the mullet, that's shock factor. Comedy, there's got to be that level of shock factor as well.
Well, Hamish Blake did a bit of a shock factor in Lego Masters because I think he even
oh, wow.
decided to put a mullet in.
Wow, was he manscaping and found some Lego caught up in there? Did he?
It was actually Hamish's real hair that he glued onto that.
Yeah. All right. Where's the video of him cutting it off and putting it on there? I want to know.
Oh, I'm sure it's in Channel 9 somewhere. I know you were in Sydney for a long time. We're just going to get onto coffees, good and bad coffees. And I lived in Sydney for 5 years working for Channel 10, and I can't remember having a bad coffee anywhere. Like, especially those little pop-up ones, little holes in walls, all that sort of stuff around those little areas, eastern suburbs.
True. When was that?
That would have been 2015 to 2021.
Okay.
So I was the sports reporter for Channel 10. I was the NRL reporter. So we'd always be doing stakeouts in front of houses because players doing something wrong.
Oh, yeah, especially then.
Especially the Roosters. So we were around the Randwick area and Coogee and all that sort of stuff. But in that time, it's almost like it didn't matter where you went to get a coffee. They were always bang on. And I don't think at the time I paid anything more than $3.50.
100%. I remember those days.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the same time you could come to Newcastle, because I was sort of back and forth a bit, you were paying nearly $6 and it was garbage.
Yeah.
And you're going, you guys don't get this. Like, you wouldn't survive in Sydney. Is it because it is so competitive you have to bring your A game every...
That's the type of coffee making I was used to.
Yeah.
There's cafes on every block, so you had to be efficient and it had to be good, or that customer would go next door.
Yep. I mean, just regarding that, is it about the bean? Is it about the roasting? Is it about the pour? What's the secret? You don't have to give us the 11 herbs and spices from Lords.
I'm an open book. There's certain things that aids in our speed at Lords where I'm completely transparent about. Still, no one does it. But when it comes to Sydney, mate, I thank that place for making me a well-rounded barista. And I didn't do much research when I moved to Newcastle, just around the coffee scene.
Yep.
I got here and a bloke, I did a bit of networking, and within 2 weeks I was in subleasing a shop.
Yep.
And I've got, contacts within the industry, had a machine grinder set up, a little hole in the wall set up, and got media involved.
Yep.
And I had a line out the door from day dot, because the Sydney, Melbourne style coffee hadn't hit Newcastle yet.
Yeah.
I think I was one of the only coffee shops open on a Sunday back then.
Yeah, yeah.
15 years ago.
Yep.
How crazy is that?
Well, it is.
That's crazy. It's
a free kick, isn't it? It's like you see some places, especially in areas where, especially on a weekend, a good thoroughfare, and then they're not open. You go, what are you doing? It's crazy.
100%.
Also down the other end of Beaumont Street, there's Suspension, and I used to go there a fair bit because, again, it was the same sort of thing. It was something different. It was like you were going there and you were getting a different coffee every time, but they were nailing it. And a lot of other coffee shops, they stick to the same sort of, this is what we do, but to sort of do something completely different every day, pretty ballsy. But if you can pull it off,
100%. So I'm a true believer with coffee shops. They've got to be owner operated, or there's got to be some sort of incentivized program within the business to aid in growth.
Yeah.
Also, treating people the way you wish to be treated. It's a big one. Completely being transparent with the whole business, and not putting yourself on a pedestal. Understanding that if it wasn't for everyone within the business, there'd be no business.
Yeah.
So to meet everyone on the same level.
Yeah.
And that's what my spirituality allows me to do.
Now that you're doing a lot of roasting and stuff like that, does it take you away from being on the tools?
It has.
Or has that been happy that you're off it a bit, but when you get back on,
it feels so good. Yeah, so I have, especially with the challenge that we did, I feel disconnected from the coffee shops.
Yeah.
And what the coffee shops for Newcastle has provided is an amazing community. So Lords has been around for going on 9 years. So, the pandemic happened. We got busier through that because everyone closed, but it was a great place for people to come then. The only day we've ever shut was my wife and I's wedding day. Still kills us.
I was about to say,
blew our
it wouldn't
streak.
put it past me that you guys would have been in there serving.
I still don't know why we didn't close off Beaumont Street and keep the cafe open. It's a conversation my wife and I have every night.
Well, there's plenty.
Kills us. Biggest regret of our lives.
Well, it's funny too. The few times I've been in, and it's always packed. What I've noticed now is that the people are so much regular that they're actually getting the FPOS machine and they're doing it themselves. And I'm sort of like going, I don't know that. I felt out of place because I didn't know how to use the FPOS. It's almost like everyone just comes in and just feels it's like they're walking into their own lounge room.
100%. Yeah. So a lot of people, good on them. Everyone's trying to encourage community.
Yeah.
There's true, authentic community coming from that place.
Yeah.
It's not, I was never in there focusing on how much money that place could make.
Yeah.
It's about building relationships. Like I was there 7 days a week for the first 3 years. So the community and relationships and the things that have happened to, life happens. It's a roller coaster. Terrible things happen to good people. And, I don't want to call myself a counsellor, but people go through a lot of things and they come in and that coffee just makes things a little bit better.
Yeah.
And being the person I am, I'm truly there for every individual.
Yeah. And it also shows too, you don't have to have a massive premises to survive. And you probably, some people might have said to you, why don't you get a bigger place on that? You probably go, no, well, this is working. Why would you do that? I think I love the fact that it's so small.
It's unreal. It's like a can of sardines.
I feel like I've let you down, Lord. Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. Are we
really going to do this here?
A Coles service station. Press the button. It was shit.
Yeah, look. The invisible hula hoop is just going to drop down, and whatever's outside of that is out of my control.
It's funny. There's another guy that does some good coffee. I was working up at Scone for a fair while, up and back every day. So I was going on the Hunter Expressway. So you're going off from Walls End, and you get that first roundabout. There's a roundabout there that it's a dead end on one. Dave knows it. Oh. Dead end on one end, dead end. It's like they're having one day they're going to build a road that's going to use this roundabout. But this guy's got this little coffee van, and he's got this. He's a surfer, and he's got one of those vans. He's got graffiti all over it, all that sort of stuff. He's there from 4:30 a.m. every morning, and he's nailing that miners crowd every morning. It's plenty of room to pull in, and he's just, And I said to him once, I said, what time do you finish up? He said, oh man, I'm probably about 7:45, 8 o'clock, and I go surfing for the day. And I said, how much would you? You don't have to answer. How much do you make? He goes, anywhere between $450 to $600, sometimes more in the morning. And I went, knocking his work over, and he's got the whole day to himself, which is similar.
On his own.
On his own.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It is like because you think of it, at that time in the morning, there's nothing open, and it's almost like I've got to go to work, I've got to go to the mines. This coffee is my only saviour, something to look forward to on this trip. And they're just pulling over in droves. It's like, and I think also too is that finding the right spot too is so important as well, isn't it? You know?
100%.
At Elk Architecture, we don't just design buildings, we shape the spaces where life happens. From concept to construction, our award-winning architects bring our vision to life with precision, passion, and purpose. Whether it's your dream home or your next big commercial project, trust Elk Architecture to build what matters most. Elk Architecture, designed for life, built for the future.
You started smelling Nescafe. That was what got you into the...
You have done your research, haven't you? What else have you...
Don't rip me off about my Coles coffee again. You're smelling your mum's...
All right, bro, I'll take it back. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. I'll change.
But is it right? Whenever you go to some sort of business premises, and I know in television newsrooms, you always know how cheapest television station is the brand of shithouse instant coffee they have. I went to one where they had International Roast, and International Roast is almost like, you know, it looks like a bad batch from a Colombian cartel. You can... It's like powder.
You'd still give it a go.
But isn't it right? When it's almost like when you're so desperate, you'll go, I've just got to get something into me, you know, whether it's a bad one or a good one.
100%. Yeah. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. I'd still, mate, if I was out camping and that's all that was available, I'd smash an Nescafe still.
Yeah.
Tastes like coffee.
Actually, a mate of mine, I was a carpet layer for 20 years, and a friend of mine who was the other apprentice at the time, it's a shit job being a carpet layer, pulling up whole carpet and moving stuff like that. And
on your knees as well.
On my knees. Anyway, this other apprentice said to me,
please.
Let's move it along, Brownie. This other apprentice said to me, man, I'm not doing this fucking anymore. I've had a gutful. He goes, I'm going to go work for my dad. I said, what does your dad do? He goes, he's got a coffee distribution business. Oh. And it was in Hamilton too, down the road and around the corner on Tudor Street. And his name's Adrian Regan. And within 3 years, this kid started Peabury's. And it was just like...
You're going back.
But he had a passion.
Yeah.
That was the thing. He was everything. You just talked about coffee the whole time. It was like coffee. And in the end, I said, just fuck off and make it. Just do coffee, you know, because that was passion's an important thing in anything, isn't it? Especially a business.
Oh, 100%. And having to show up every day. Mate, I remember showing up to jobs I didn't like, just chasing the dollar signs. Miserable. As soon as I'm doing something that I like to do, it doesn't feel like work.
What was the worst job you've ever done?
I can show up every day.
What was the worst job?
Oh, my gosh. Oh, no, stripping was all right.
That would have paid more money than
I lasted 10 days doing concreting.
Yeah.
I'm not stocky enough. I was too slender. The gravity distribution on my body just was shot. I tried to surf after the 10th day. I couldn't even paddle. Mum pushed me into year 11 early plumbing apprenticeship. Mate, shocking.
Yeah.
It was just sad how bad I was at it.
Yeah.
But then far out, I worked as a valet belly for 5 years.
Yep.
And I learnt a lot from working there, but I was a terrible employee.
That was a Park Hyatt?
It came naturally to me. Everyone loved me, loved what I did. Very welcoming, like everything was great, but I was still suffering with alcoholism.
Yeah.
So I was on when I was on, but when I was off, thought I was on, but I was off.
Yeah. And also, too, was it only 4 days a week? 4 days on, 3 days off, was it?
Yeah. And so which allowed for a nice bender between. But yeah, I think it was more just I didn't have any jobs I hated a lot, but at the same time, I wasn't living out my true vocation. I had a low self-esteem, and getting to work due to that negative self-talk and my intuition wanting something, but me ignoring that and just doing a pointless duty for 5 or 6 years, I was depressed.
Yeah. Because for a long time you felt like you wanted to prove to people. It was almost like you didn't feel like you were worthy. Was that
100%. So, but that just came down to a dysfunctional household and a lack of communication with my parents, and left alone with my wild imagination, and it just turned into a negative spiral.
But you always say that, you know, people think you're an extrovert, but you're really an introvert.
Yeah.
But people, when they look at a lot of your stuff on socials, you go, oh no, is that that's you being you, but then people go, is that an act? Because if you're an introvert, you're doing that.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely, I love watching people laugh. I love making people laugh.
Yeah.
Hopefully it makes people not take their life too seriously.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's my true authentic self, but at the same time, there's times and places for every character I put on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be acting that way in another setting. So the thing is about being an entertainer, it's like it's a creative outlet. And now that I'm a thrill seeker as well. So
I never thought of this before leading into this, but the way you're talking, I feel like you're the modern day Paul Hogan. The Paul Hogan show was almost like this regular guy that all of a sudden became famous, but he was just doing things. He went on a thing called Red Faces and did a comedy skit, and it sort of catapulted him. It just feels like, and he was just doing what he wanted to do at a later age in life. I feel like that's you, because you're a busy man, but you're still getting to do things that the average person. A lot of people are trapped in their jobs these days. They haven't got time to do what you do. 1 o'clock at 1 p.m. doors are shut. It's my time.
Yeah, it's definitely I've creatively as I've matured and coming to the I've had a fair few epiphanies as I've through my recovery. But there's comes a point where the videos I was making early days, I was definitely still really out there and trying to find my groove. And those types of videos that I was making were maybe not the best for the next generation coming up. I want to now be a positive role model for the next generation. So when I get to this, I'm still creative and I want to be comical, but there's now, with the business where it's at, there's got to be that fine line that I tread, because there's a lot of things that are in jeopardy. And with today's society and how sensitive a lot of people are,
one false move, and
then there goes everything I've worked so hard for.
You're busy.
So I've got to be smart. And everything I do, I go to my team and we structure the video and walk that fine line, but we never tip over anymore, where I used to tip over. And that was really hard for me to mould into
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're a busy man. I think you shared a reel in regards to just a typical day in the life of the Mulletlord. I think we've got it here.
Woke up, had my vitamins, had my brekkie, had a coffee all before the kids woke up, sorted their brekkie, outfits ready. Who's that handsome devil? All right, kids are sorted, now to work. Dropped the prep to Waratah, straight to Hamo, made some birches. Oh, I'm in the paper. Better take out the trash. Straight to the warehouse to roast a few hundred kilos of coffee. Oh, hey Josh, anyone keen for a brew? Back to Waratah to drop some coffee off, pick up the barbecue from yesterday's fundraiser, back to mine for some lunch, and to call the winners for the raffle tickets. Off to Equium to try our batch brew. Roasted our singles on the bullet for orders to be ready by 2:30, and that's a day. Ooh, had a spare hour. Let's go to Pilates. Oh my God, thank you, Peaches. That was amazing. 15 minutes to walk the dog before the kids come home. Preparing dinner, doing puzzles with the kids, cooked the kids spaghetti bolognese, played some games with the kids, put on a load of washing, good night rubble, moisturised my face, brushed the kids' teeth, read some books, meditated, good night.
That's great.
Mulletlord, I'm fucking exhausted just watching that.
Yeah. So
Is that a typical day?
that's a typical day. So I've got to be on point. Where would I get the time to drink?
I feel that in regards to the way that your life's changed, it's almost like you've created a monster in all of a sudden it becoming busy, where I didn't see any surfing in there.
100%.
Where before, it would have been close the door, having a surf, doing whatever. But is it important for you to keep busy?
Definitely not. I can sit with myself and not be busy easy. But the way things are, I can see the bigger picture.
Yep.
And I don't go to sleep the night before going, oh, I've got to do this, and this. So I wake up and things are thrown at me. I don't know what's going to get thrown at me first. And it's just about, all right, get that done. All right, what's next? Come on, what's next? What's next? What's next? Oh, all right. I've got to look after myself. What is it? All right, I've got 40 minutes. I'll go and do a workout. I can't surf today. Oh, well, I'll take that into consideration and I'll surf the next day.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. And working towards getting the freedom to surf more and achieve my dreams in the big wave sector.
Before we get into that bit, but you also mentioned once that you want to be in a position where you don't have to rely on money.
100%. I was very confused as a child, and society and the system. I just thought, why? And I guess that's why I drank. I had that nervous disposition that I felt like I did not fit in. So working out the system and letting the system work for me through trial and error, consistency and hard work, I now get to live my life like currency doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And that's a true blessing for myself. And we could talk about levels of abundance for the whole podcast, but that could be another episode.
But that's the thing too. There's so many people that feel like they're like I sort of just mentioned, but they're chained to their job, they're chained to their career. Sometimes too frightened to step out of the realm. Where to you it feels like looking from the outside, you just live in the dream.
Oh yeah, it's like people want as well. I've gotten in touch with how many good people there are on this earth. So many. And it's very easy though for me to, look at the negative things that are happening in the world and becoming resentful at that small minority where is the piece I work so hard for, worth giving to these people? No. What am I in control of? My own thoughts and emotions. Okay, I'll work on that. And as soon as I see the people in my life as angels, like my wife, my business partner, my tribe. I actually have nothing to worry about because I've got God's working through these people, whether they are open to that or not.
Yeah.
And it's my job to facilitate these people and just to love, let go of control, give people creative freedom, just like they do with me, and let everything flow.
It's like everyone's got a role.
Yeah, and it's once I tap into that divinity, there goes the ego, and things will happen in God's time, not mine. It's just my job to be grateful and to be of service. It's pretty cool.
We've got some more your promotions of Lords because again, it's an important part, the promoting the brand, in regards to getting it out there and obviously doing more. I love this one.
You're probably wondering how I got. Does your coffee look as shit as this? If you like your coffee as old and washed up as I am, head down to a local supermarket and get a packet of
Lords ads.
Become a Lord subscriber today. You're probably
We've got
wondering
doubts about buying our coffee.
Become a
His Lord's ads. Is this ever going to stop?
It's time.
If I subscribe, will it stop?
You're probably wondering how does your coffee look as shit?
Have you got doubts about buying our coffee?
It's free before subscription.
Lord, the classic stalker theme gets them all the time, doesn't it?
That's unreal.
I
don't want to be biased, but fuck, can anyone else make? Can someone try and challenge us with some good ads, please? Coffee companies.
That is a fucking Super Bowl commercial.
I always loved the old beer ads. Yeah. They were so extra back.
Yes.
Back in the 90s, back when NRL was great. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, totally.
I'm sure you can relate.
Totally. But again, it's
blockbusters.
Oh, man. I think it was the same company that sort of did that, especially the World Series Cup cricket, those jingles that they used to do, But I sent all these videos to Dave yesterday, and he's looked through them, and he's like, he came, he goes, man, he was frothing. I don't even watch half of them. Yeah.
I do my part, and as you could see, my life is so busy. I actually can't sit back and appreciate the finished product.
Yeah.
I already moved on to the next one.
Oh, you're watching that like you're watching it for the first time.
Yeah. I asked the crew. I'm too flat out with everything. I won't sit back and watch. I'll hardly ever watch anything that I perform in.
Yeah. And it's so easy too. I mean, really, you nail that. But for these big businesses, these other coffee brands that spend so much time in marketing and all that sort of stuff, and you punch that out. That's more entertaining than anything they do. And it just reminds me, when I was at Channel 10, there used to be a show on in the morning. It was called Studio 10, like a talk show. And they actually got Gloria Jeans to sponsor the show, a major sponsor. But not only did they do that, they had a barista in the corner on the set, and I think there's a wide shot. There he was, and they just kept on crossing to the barista. This barista became a celebrity. I think he was from Sutherlandshire. Gloria Jeans paid Channel 10 $1 million a year to have that on the set.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how crazy.
Back when there was money in making coffee, eh?
Yeah, and money in television too.
100%. Yeah, times have changed.
You're not shy of media attention, as we mentioned. You've been in the Herald plenty of times, television, catwalks, icebergs.
Yeah.
How did that? How did that come about?
Oh my gosh. Mate, that was such a bright spot in my life, to be honest. So, is Mark Vasalu, he's one of the biggest directors in Fashion Week, as I'm talking globally, and he saw my outrageous haircut and whatever else he saw, and he approached me on Instagram, and so I got scouted for it. And I think, far out, was I 3 years into sobriety? Mate, I was feeling good. At this point where in between the 1 and the 5 years, far out, the 5th year I got really tested and it was make or break. But before that, it's like this honeymoon period where you feel what it's like to feel good.
Yeah.
And one thing led to another. And that wasn't my only appearance on stage. My rule was to never say no to an opportunity, even though it scared the heck out of me.
Pushing the boundaries.
Oh, my gosh. So
it's like seeing a wave. You go, I've got to catch it. I'm not going to think
100%.
twice.
Because prior to that, I'd let fear robbed me of so many amazing opportunities when I was younger. And that was one thing that I strove to never let happen again. And, gee, the big man upstairs threw some stuff at me, hey? And, yeah, so when I was up on stage, you know, my self-esteem, I'd built that, you know, not all the way up. Bit of ego thrown in there as well at that part of my life.
Yeah.
I remember hitting the gym every day. I was feeling jacked and I was on a roll in that entertainment industry area. And I remember, you know, waiting to get up on stage, and it was a pinnacle moment for me because all the trials and tribulations I had and, you know, the who's that were there and the clothes I was modelling, I look up to in the hospitality industry. And I remember just going, here I am, I'm back.
Yeah.
Brownie's back. And I remember walking that route, cameras flashing, people going, oh, how much can we get that outfit for? And getting interviewed after by the news and the memes after what I said popping up on Facebook and the people I met. So it was a really exciting time.
Was it? You mentioned that wasn't long after, you know, sobriety. Was it a bit of a worry for you? Because we had a fellow by the name of Craig Hamilton on a few weeks ago. He had, you know, he's a mental health speaker. He had bipolar, and he got out of it. You know, he became, you know, he was living clean, but all of a sudden he was doing a lot of stuff. Being a rugby league commentator and living this quick high life, you know, everything was fast, and is this manic on top of the world thing, and it actually pushed him back into the depths again because he went too fast too early. Was that a worry that you were doing this? Because again, you go into icebergs, there would have been alcohol, there would have been, you know, a lot of things where you would have been tempted before. Was it hard for you, or did you, at that point was it like I'm done? No,
definitely I couldn't subject myself to pubs or clubs at that point. I didn't want to risk it. So yeah, it was definitely test after test, to be honest. But the thing is about what I've come to realise throughout my journey is there's definitely a battle of when some people can see it, some people can't, and some people are blind to it. But there's definitely a battle of, you know, the good and evil on this earth, and it was just another test to see if you know, is he gonna make or is he gonna break in this moment. And when I've gotten in touch with just the impact I'm having, you know, on society, and I plan on making a big impact on this earth. So the the evil forces out there want to take me down.
Yeah.
And as hocus pocus as that is, like for me, that's just been so apparent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was definitely, I didn't have God in my life. I was still getting to know God at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So my higher power and my strength beyond myself was quite minimal. So yeah, definitely the tests were there. The ego was very present.
We're going to talk about God and the devil very soon, but there's a headline of you. I think this is the greatest headline of all time. This was on in the beachgrit.com. Newcastle folk hero and famed sexpot Mulletlord saved from certain death during catastrophic wipeout by a 20-year-old surf helmet. That could have been a real...
Sorry, I was just wrapping my head around all those words.
It's like from the Batuta Advocate. That was, but I mean, that day there, that could have went really bad for you if it wasn't for that little skid lid.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, I've always been in God's hands. Even when I wasn't open to it, back when I was living that wild, reckless life. Now, hindsight's just an amazing thing because I look back on the way things worked out, the way things didn't work out. Mm. And I was divinely cradled into rehab. Then rehab suggested I do other certain things, and I found God. So we all find God in our own divine way, whether it be in this life or the next.
When you say you found God, I mean, is it when you say you're a born again? So are you religious or are you just spiritually?
My spirituality is all encompassing. I've got no doubt that Jesus existed. Mm. I've got no doubt that any face of any religion existed. The thing is about Jesus and God is I believe they're all disciples of one big entity. And the cool thing about it is all a mystery. And when I passed over, I wasn't even a believer. I was a sinner. And I was still divinely rocketed with all the other souls passing up into heaven. Mm. And that gives me a lot of, and hopefully everyone else that listens, reassurance and security, whether they are believers or not. However, whatever staircase you want to take to heaven, whatever gets you there,
yeah, we all meet
up there sooner or later together as one big human race.
Do you feel that before this, you're probably disrespecting your life?
Oh, big time.
And not just yourself, but others around you. Mm. And do you look back and go, it's like this repenting now of I've got to make good now.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. It makes me sad. The self-destruction that I was doing to such a divine, innocent being.
Yeah. Was it more of a case of also for the people around you having to watch you looking like we're going to get a phone call one day?
Mm. Yeah, Mum had me on life insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sad.
Tired of missing out on the best properties? Stop searching, start winning. At Optimum Buyers Agency, we work for you, not the seller. We negotiate harder, we move faster, we find the homes others don't. Off-market deals, smart strategy, real results. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, we make it happen. Optimum Buyers Agency, your edge in a competitive market.
in regards to, I suppose, giving back to the community in that you're in a position now to give back, to the people that are not as fortunate. Soul Hub is one, and obviously there's 5,000 wave challenge, which turned into 7,000, was a massive thing in your life. I feel. I think you even mentioned this was the biggest thing that's happened in your life, that month of surfing. Tell us a bit about that.
It was huge. So I got in touch with service. I suffered with depression and anxiety, and my mentor at that stage, I think I was 2 years sober, said, "Mate, Brownie, you're so self-centered. Stop thinking about yourself and go out and help someone else, and then come back to me and see how you feel."
Yeah.
And I remember going to an AA meeting with a different perception that afternoon. I remember walking into that meeting to find someone that was like me, that needed lifting up and guidance.
Mm.
But prior to that, I was going into that meeting to suck the energy out of that meeting for myself to feel better.
Mm.
So me walking into those meetings, it in that first perception I explained was the cure for my alcoholism.
Listening to other people's stories, did that help?
Listening, having my ears open and remaining teachable, but also understanding that, I hadn't drank for 2 years. That was that'd be something that someone that's just trying to get off alcohol would aspire to. So I had an experience to get myself from ground up to that 2 year mark. So I saw it as my job to lift that person up, because that person that was trying to get sober, if they heard the person with 15 years up talking, I know for sure that I'd be like, that's just impossible for me.
Yeah.
But if this half crazy bloke with a mullet with 2 years up came up to help me, look, that kind of seems achievable.
Yeah.
So that's the attitude I had to have when I moved into the meetings. And then my sobriety just started taking off, and my depression and anxiety, I had moments of it, but it was relieved because I could actually project myself outwards, be open to opportunities.
Yeah.
And it wasn't all about me. Oh, wow, you're actually all right, Brownie. How about the person that's just suffering, crying in the corner?
Yeah.
Go and try and help that person. So then I've brought that now into, for instance, the challenge.
Yeah.
So Josh had the idea.
That's Josh Levy.
Josh Levy.
Yep.
He had his own challenge. Okay, 5,000 waves, and raising 100K for Soul Hub. All right. So as a facilitator, what's my challenge? Okay, I've got to disregard, everything that's going on in my life and be of service to Josh.
Yeah.
Is he getting adequate electrolytes? What's his nutrition looking like? Is he going to bed? Does he need advice?
I love the way you also, so you made Josh, do this, and he's a great surfer in his own right, but you sort of step back from the line, it's like, I'm going to be the behind the scenes guy and let someone else do that. You could have quite easily have probably done that yourself, but you were the support guy, and even just leading into that, just getting sponsors to come on board, that wouldn't have been something you just rocked up, let's do it in a month. Would have been a bit of hard work leading up to that whole challenge.
It took 3 months of preparation.
Yeah.
So for us, we have crazy ideas. This was just one of them. And we bring it to the team. All right, how are we going to execute this? Because we're doers. All right, Josh, are you really serious about this? Because this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to stop our Facebook ads to fund this to start.
Yeah.
We're only a small company. All right, now we've got some capital to aid in this. Oh, okay, we're going to have to put staff in the shops to. So I can become available for you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of logistics behind something like this. Josh is going, I want to raise at start. What's a good number to raise? Is only, 21. Like 10 grand sounds like a lot. And we thought, Josh, it's costing us a lot more to do this challenge than that, mate. You better raise more than that.
Yeah.
We may as well just donate what it's costing us to Soul Hub right now.
Plus your time away from work as well,
And then he was like, all right, 100 grand. And we thought, all right, let's do it, brother. If you want it, you put it out there.
Yeah.
You want it, you got it, let's do it.
And 5,000 went to 7,000.
Yeah, so the boy that Josh started out, I feel like for Josh, we haven't spoken about this, but feels like it was his initiation into manhood, because the first couple of days he was doing 162 waves, which was the minimum daily for 5,000.
Yep.
And then he was having a good cry after, and, it was, he had to move through a bit. And I'm good with my words as well, and not telling anyone to do anything, but I can fire people up pretty easily. And, mate, I watched this guy grow in this month, and we had, we wanted a challenge and we got it. The last day was already tough. Throw some food poisoning in the mix. We were crying on my bed together before the last day, just trying to muster up the strength to get off that bed to finish the last day. And I was just thinking, this is fucking unreal.
Do you think Josh...
And he did it. And so the growth, the growth that he had within that month was just a pleasure and a privilege to experience.
That last day was like it was like he'd won a world championship. When they put hoist him on the shoulders and take him up the beach. I know David was. I think you were filming Surfest up there.
Oh, was the Tim Birdson Junior Pro at Merriweather, and you guys were at Bar Beach, I'm pretty sure. And we could see the scenes from our broadcast. It was sick.
So cool, eh? Yeah, he's a competitive surfer, and he was yearning for something more, because with surfing and competitive surfing, far out, it's awesome. Push yourself to your limit and see how good you can get and whatnot. But as Josh and I, we're very godly people, and he was yearning for more out of life.
Yeah.
And getting in touch with him and him experiencing what Lords is all about encouraged him to step outside of the competitive sector.
Yeah.
And to once again stop thinking about himself and start thinking about others, and how can I use my skill to raise money for these guys that the surf could be pumping, but those doors are open 7 days a week, and these guys are at the front line helping the less fortunate that are down and out.
Because surfing is a real individual sport, isn't it?
It is.
And this is sort of like opened up to a team effort. It would have also been some days where there was the surf was shit. How do you go getting those 162?
Oh, it was rain. Some days we were subjected to the Australian climate. Each day there was some sort of extreme patch of weather, whether it be strong winds, extreme rain, like whatever weather pattern you could think of, we experienced it.
Yep.
So the harshness of the sun combined with all three maybe in one day, subjected to that, was just, I feel like my eyes are still recovering.
Yeah. I think we got a video of Josh doing it. This one didn't sort of end well at the end.
Oh my gosh. There's a funny story behind this.
Go.
So Blakey Johnson, top bloke from Cronulla, offered us to come down and do a sunrise to sunset session. So, all right, let's do it. That sounds great. you're at the beach from sunrise to sunset. That's a freaking long time to be surfing.
Yeah.
They did that. We had to wake up the next day, and he had to get 200. I think the quota at that point was 260 waves. So here I am. Come on, Josh. You got to get out of bed. We'll go surf the same wave, which was that one. And he needed a bit of a G up. And I was like, look, man, like, I know you're feeling terrible, but this is where champions are made in moments like this. Not many people would back up a day like you had yesterday. Fired him up to get out there and get his quota. And we saw this little left that was breaking into the pool, and it was mechanical. And Josh and I, come up with a plan. All right, if you can sit on that left and pull off before the pool, you'll clock your waves up. You're going to really clock them up. But just pull off before the pool. And, sure enough, he's on a 20. So he tried to pull off, but he slid out because of the two fins, and it pushed him onto the pool. And I filmed the whole thing. I thought, oh, my gosh, this is going to go viral. I hope he's okay. It was the other way around.
Priorities.
So he come in, oh, my gosh, did you get that? That was crazy. And I thought, yeah, that was nuts. I'm so glad you're okay. And he's like, all right, get your other board and get back out there. You're on 100 waves. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just don't do that again. He did it again, and he snapped his board in 3 places.
I think I saw that video. I didn't send that one through, but yeah.
Just imagine that. All you need to do is imagine that, but his board snapping in 3 places. Yeah. And I couldn't believe my eyes when it happened. You never know what the day's going to bring. And that was after sunrise to sunset with Blakey Johnson the day before.
Did you think going forward for Josh, that experience, that 1 month, will stand him in good stead going forward? It'll make him a better surfer and maybe appreciate, the fact, at the time, doing that for a month, it's almost like, I've got to catch a wave, Now it's almost like he can sit back and pick and choose a lot easier than taking anything on, and probably to a point where in bad surf and knowing you have to clock up numbers, he'd be able to surf in anything.
That's dead set like Bruce Lee perfecting his kick, just smacking that bag, smack after smack. That's what Josh was doing, wave after wave.
Do you feel, I know you said
repetitions.
I know you haven't spoken to him yet, but do you feel even in years to come, he probably doesn't realise it now, but looking back at that, he'll go, wow, that was something that he achieved that not many people do.
Yeah, he'll always be, that's what I said to him, he'll always be the guy that caught 7,000 waves and raised $110,000 for a local charity. That's pretty cool.
That local charity, Soul Hub, I'll mention again, they do a lot of food hampers and stuff like that. Take you back to when your mum relied on food hampers?
Yeah, definitely. Everything that they supply reminds me of the crisis time in my life, because what they're doing is exactly what my mum did for me as her son. So I'm just so fortunate to have just had her to fall back on.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have family.
Yeah.
And there's somewhere like the Soul Hub for them, a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
For them to get well if they want it.
You were originally from Singleton?
Farmer, yeah. I'm the only person that surfs in my whole family. It's not a big family, but
then you were 2 years old, you moved to Copacabana. It's a big change.
Terrigal, actually.
Was it Terrigal?
And then Copacabana.
Ah, okay. So, that was, at the time, there was domestic violence in your life, something that you had to live through, with your mum and dad. Your dad left when you were 11. The farm went bad and you had to move to the Central Coast. Did you ever think if that farm didn't go bad, you would never have seen the surf?
100%. Yeah.
and your life totally changes.
Isn't that just, it's just a spin out, because I remember when we moved to Terrigal, as soon as we got to the ocean, like, I didn't want to get out. It was a magnetic attraction, to be honest. So I feel like I would have been drawn to it. But mate, when can you move out?
Yeah.
Like 18, I would have had to. I learnt so much just about the way the water moves, tides, rips, and through nippers. I wouldn't have had all of that lived experience that has made me the waterman I am today. So through adversity, today, adversity still occurs. It's not a bad thing. Look, the adversity led me to the ocean.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's another point. Had you stayed in Singleton, do you feel that you still would have found alcohol in some way to put you on that bad path?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I was destined to find that stuff, and I was destined to fail at life, and I'm just so grateful that I failed at 24 because I really did think that I was washed up and my life was over, but little did I know it was just about to begin.
Yeah. I mean, the split up with your mum and dad, was your dad still angry about the farm? Would that have a big part of the split, do you think?
Yeah. I feel like it was like taking me away from the ocean.
Yeah.
The same thing. Dad was a farmer through and through. It was in his blood. So to cope, he, went down that path. And now that I look back, I can see everything for what it is. And I've got so much empathy towards him because for me, he feels like he's a star seed as well, and he can't kind of mold into society just like I had trouble with.
Yeah.
So I can see a lot of me in him.
And it's taken your experience to look back and see that. Probably at the time, you're probably angry with him.
Totally.
Yeah. But now it's almost like after the path you've trodden, you see his and go, yeah, I understand that now.
Yeah, and
Maybe your mum doesn't.
The divine way this world works is our relationship's the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
Now.
I was going to say, do you still see him?
How cool's that? That's divine.
Yeah. You take on the role of man of the house as well at the age of 11. That's a bloody lot to go on a kid's shoulders.
Yeah.
Do you feel that this is like that catalyst of leading you down that road in regards to having too much responsibility that early?
Yeah, no, I thrived with that responsibility. I felt like I was the golden child.
Yeah.
Even when early days of school, I was a teacher's pet. I was so enthusiastic. And then just the weight of the vibration that I was subjected to took over, and it just crushed that enthusiasm, crushed my sense of humour, and just pushed me into the darkness.
And pushed into
that
part where you were talking about earlier where you wanted to be accepted.
Yeah, like I felt like alcohol just washed everything away.
Yeah.
And I could just fit in. Really nuts what it does.
You see your grandfather's beer at the age of 13, this golden, glistening cup of nectar, and you were mesmerised, and you scull the cup. Was that the start of it?
Pretty much. I got to feel the elusive feeling that it gave me at such a young age. And I may have been more sensitive than others, but it completely warped my perception. And for me, it's amazing. It's called spirits.
Yeah.
Because it felt like I was having a spiritual awakening when I had that stuff. Alcohol and I got along really well.
Yeah. Well, soon enough, you're drinking hot home-brewed long necks underneath the house.
No one expected any of that to be drank, so I just got to smash. I think two crates full of it. Tasted like Vegemite. A couple had blown up.
And how old are you at this stage?
16.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe younger.
But this is the thing: people look back at some things like that and they go, "Oh, well, boys will be boys," but there was definitely something more than that.
It felt like it was just it was medicine for the nervous disposition that I had.
Also, too, the surfing community also has a real drinking culture too, hasn't it?
That's the crazy thing. You see everyone else drinking, so you think it's okay.
Mm.
But I wasn't drinking like they were.
So I mean, you're a fair surfer. You're on the junior pro tour before your life detoured. Do you feel if it wasn't for alcohol, do you feel that your career would have been, it would have been again a total different direction in regards to being a pro surfer?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Just like Josh and his surfing. I felt like I would have wanted more as well.
Mm.
And I wouldn't change anything. My whole experience, I would not change a thing. I'm just so grateful for the way my life unfolded. But at the same time, if I had positive guidance and encouragement, I believe I could have made it for sure, because I'm not like a usual person. And if you're listening, like I'm an extreme case. Yeah. I'm an extreme person.
Did you feel, it just sort of come to me then, do you feel that you're pushing Josh into becoming the person you wanted to be?
I feel like he's come into my life at such an amazing time where my wife and I, prior to the rebrand of Lord Supplier, which is coming on a year, we'd always thought, it'd be so good to sponsor a couple of juniors and facilitate their growth. And I have a lot of passion as well due to my misguidance. And look, it's been 7 years now. I was in the foster system. I fostered a boy. He still lives with us today.
Yeah.
I got that one guy, and I've guided him to the point where he just finished his apprenticeship as a hairdresser.
Oh, wow.
Bright spot of my life. All right, Josh comes in. He wants to be a pro surfer. That's great. All right, what can I do to facilitate that? He's just let me know that he wants to take a year off competitive surfing after what he achieved.
Yeah.
And we are full supportive of that. If he doesn't want to do the tour, that's great. We're going to support whatever you want to do anyway as a team rider. That we sponsor Josh, and we also sponsor aspiring UFC fighter, Jake.
Yeah.
He's 18 and Josh is 21, so it's just divine.
We'll have a look at a little bit of a training session yourself and Nicola did with the MMA fight a little bit later. But it sounds like you not only you're pushing him into becoming a great surfer, but you're really making him into a great human.
That's the goal. Stars shine bright, and that's exactly what Joshy does.
You moved to the eastern suburbs of Sydney. God, that would have been like throwing kerosene onto a bonfire.
Oh yeah, like me going to Bali. Last thing I need is encouragement.
Yeah,
but all right, here we go.
I mean, what sort of drugs were you taking?
Whatever I wanted.
I mean, we've done a few things with Craig Bloxham, the lead singer from Spy versus Spy. And he was addicted to heroin. And he said the first time he had, it was in that scene, the music scene in Sydney, and it was like trying to push drugs onto him. He goes, he was taking drugs. He said, but not heroin. And finally he went, oh, fine, I'm going to take it. And he said that one time I took it, he went, it was so amazing. I was hooked. Was it like that in regards to?
Yeah, it was like I was more of a depressant, like alcohol or downer. So I'm just glad that I never took to heroin and injecting. But I was, completely open to anything that came my way. Yeah. So I'm just grateful that I didn't get mixed up with anyone that was doing heroin, because that would have sounded like a great idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely when I smoked ice, that stuff didn't do it for me. Like, it was great and fun, but it sharpened me up too much. And no matter how much I drank, I didn't feel how I wanted to feel. I felt way too alert and on.
Yeah.
Where I'm trying to do the opposite. That's how I'm alert and on. I don't know what to do with all this energy. I've got to depress it through alcohol or opioids.
Yeah.
And so today I'm that highly energetic, outgoing person. And it's funny because, like, in the Bible when they talk about God turning water into wine, like, I don't think he went and turned water into wine. His disciples were drinking water, and they were practicing with Jesus, and that water that they were drinking and the practices that they were implementing made them feel drunk on the Spirit of God. And that's what I drink from today.
Do you, at the time when this was happening, what was did you feel invincible?
Oh, well and truly. I was delusional and invincible.
What was it? What would be a typical night for you?
Oh, mate. So to be honest, I really despised people that went out looking for fights. Like, I was that one that would choose Oxford Street over King's Cross any day of the week, purely because of the vibe.
Yeah.
Being able to go out, get on the eckies and not have to worry about someone starting me.
Yep.
And I purely chose Oxford Street because of the vibes and being able to have a good night. But any time I'd ever go out in the Central Coast or King's Cross, there was always that person that was looking for a fight. And we'd run into each other, and my rule was, like, if anyone ever tries to ruin my high, they're gonna cop a king hit or an elbow to the face, and I'll try and end it before it even starts.
Yeah. You would have been banned from a few nightclubs and pubs and...
Yeah. Like, King's Cross didn't really want to know about me, or the Central Coast.
It narrows it down, doesn't it? This isn't just a gym. It's where limits get broken. A place where community comes together, sweat turns into strength, and every drop is progress. No excuses, no egos, just results. Join Fitstop Newcastle today, a start to a better you. There was a night too where you received a pill, a very potent one. You got it from a Russian? And he said, this is you can't just take this one. You've got to cut it up.
It was an experience I'll never forget. It was just like a movie where, like, we'd been on the bender at a place in Bondi, and a mate of mine was like, all right, I'll just go down to Bondi Road Hotel and get some pingers. Pretty standard weekend. And he just came back with one. And he said he was asking around and these Russian blokes took him back to his place and they just gave him one. And he said, well, mate, there's like 5 of us back there. We need more than that. And they said to him, no, you don't. Just,
Wow.
I don't know, just go home and divide it up. You'll be right. And I don't know if we were right, but
It hit you straight away, though.
yeah, it was something I'd never experienced in my life. The strength of this line I did was so strong that I'm so glad when I came up on this stuff, the cops were there to arrest me. Such a spin out.
What were you doing when the cops got there?
I had my shirt off, like caving the roof of my Daihatsu Charade in. Feeling when I say invincible, it was like another level of invincible on top of that.
Was that
It's amazing.
out of that terrible years of experience? Was that the peak? Was that the summit of as bad as it got?
I guess from a OD perspective, for sure. I still have like heart palpitations today because of the stress that my body went through. I can't believe like my heart didn't explode. Anyone probably should have just died.
How were the other guys that took?
Yeah,
Same.
not good. So it was a mixture of, I don't know what it was, synthetic. What I've researched online, it's definitely very similar, the same as bath salts that was going around in the States that people took for a little bit, but I think gave it people got in touch with just how fucked up that stuff really is, and they don't touch it anymore. But a lot of synthetics were getting through the border undetected. No one knew what it was. So that's why they were doing it. But it's true when they say it's 100 times stronger than any other ecstasy pill. And
you're in hospital and next thing you know you're in heaven arguing your case to get back.
Yeah, full on. And I've taken, a lot of hallucinogens. Loved it. But this was on a whole nother level. It was like us experiencing what we experience today and then waking up the next day and trying to convince myself it didn't happen. No, it happened. And the last thing I wanted to do it took me another 2 weeks to completely be done with alcohol. When I was in rehab, no way I was going to tell the psychs about what happened to me. They would have locked me up.
But tell us the process.
In a mental institution.
Yeah. Tell us the process when you were up there. It was like you were having to plead.
Yeah.
It's like you had to do a dance in front of the devil to get back down. But you met the devil as well.
Yeah, both aspects, heaven and hell. So the crazy thing was, as I left my body, I was just zooming, but as I was zooming up, I wasn't lost at all. There was just this feeling like I knew exactly where I was going. And I felt, we work for serenity on this earth, but I felt this belonging, this feeling of belonging and this feeling of serenity that was so pure that I don't think I'll ever experience until I truly pass on again. So that was just like unreal to experience. And then meeting the guides I just call them my spirit guides. I kind of got on with my life and tried to forget it because it's too much to intellectualize. I still remember the feelings and the connections that I had with these spirit guides and them getting me in touch with my true strength and the side that I was on. Like prior to drinking, I was just this pure, innocent, beautiful boy, and that's how I felt again. And that's who I got in touch with again.
Yep.
And everything was amazing. But mind you, this feels like a lifetime up there.
Yeah.
I wasn't one day. This was I built a strong relationship with these other souls, and I was circulating up there, living another life.
Yeah.
And it come to a point where I was sort of like, they approached me and wanted to keep me there. And then that's when my desire for life kicked in. And I basically had to show them that I'm not done here on earth. And I remember having this strong connection to this one spirit. And I remember the feeling I had between that spirit and myself, and speaking through like body language was just so extreme.
Yeah.
Like imagine someone putting a gun to your head and going, how badly do you want to live?
Yeah.
Fucking fight. How hard you would fight. And I don't think people realize how hard they would fight until they're subjected to that situation. And that's the fight that I had to put up to prove that I wanted Earth. And once I put up my fight, it was like there was no negotiation. Through that feeling that I expressed towards them and giving it my all, I just basically just fell into hell. And I was just aimlessly walking around a desert, which felt like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Bumping into people. And it was just a sandy, dark, fiery, pointless, desolate area. And where you're not wondering how long you've been down there for. And that's the thing about hell. Other sinners, that have experienced, that performed terrible acts on earth, I could hear the screams coming from segregated areas.
Yeah.
But they're being punished for what they did here, and their ego left, and they're there for a long time, for eternity.
So people that do bad things that still think God will forgive, obviously he doesn't.
Yeah, it's such a spin out because, they're being punished and my time was up. I never actually harmed others. I harmed myself mostly. I never performed any terrible sins. So what my life felt like an eternity. Like, long story short, I got to a point where I was purging in front of like a coliseum. This might sound crazy. And every time I'd vomit, it was showering up and showering over me. And at the start, I was like worrying about kind of what everyone was thinking. Felt like another eternity. And over time, as I was purging, I got to a point where I didn't give a shit what anyone thought. And as soon as those thoughts left me, I just woke up in the hospital bed. So, it was another divine experience where I believe that these sinners will be, I don't know what was happening in those segregated areas, but their soul will be primed to a point of letting go or a point of purge, and it will take longer because those souls are a lot more tortured.
Do you feel that you were close to staying there?
No, I never believed that. There was not one thought that I was ever going to stay in hell. But that, as well as heaven, though, like I experienced, for all I knew, like I was up there for good. It wasn't until they wanted to keep me is when that desperation kicked in. But as well as I could have been purging, I wasn't thinking about how long that was going on for when it was happening to me.
Yeah.
Which is the crazy thing. That could have been happening for a lot longer, and I could have maybe flatlined in the hospital, but my soul's over here, paying for what I did. But through that pain and that cleanse, who knows what would have happened? I may have just shot back up into the Milky Way and circulated and been reincarnated. That's another mystery that it's way out of my pay grade.
Yeah. But that's for another podcast.
Far out.
But after all that, you come back down, you must be thinking, geez, I was right on the brink then. Like every day now is a bonus. Is that the way you feel?
Oh, I felt the crazy thing is, like I was still so unwell and delusional, and like alcohol kind of made me insane. So, and all I knew was like, that's my medication. And so I just didn't tell the doctors or the nurses what happened, just so I could get out and go to the bottle shop. So to deal with what happened, I drank for another 2 weeks straight. Didn't get much sleep. Every time I shut my eyes, I could see like the devil.
Do you remember your last drink?
Yeah. So, an amazing story. I remember going through the DTs, and so when you're relying on alcohol, as soon as it's hard to stop because you start hallucinating and hearing voices and whatnot. So that got me to a jumping off point, where I was on the edge of my mate's balcony and I was going to dive off. And then I thought, oh, there's beers in the fridge. Like, I'll just go smash a few beers before I jump off here. See how I feel after that. And it quietened the nerves just enough for me to walk down to the beach and not jump off the balcony.
In a way, beer saved you at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So I thought, I just need to get in the water. I've got such a psychological thing when you get to that point. I've got to get in the ocean. That's all I need. I just got to get back to the surf. And I remember just diving into a rip and laying back like this and just feeling the ocean level out my brain, because right at that point I was just sizzled, like falling down rabbit holes, talking gibberish. Like it was scary for the people that were there. And yeah, it was mind over matter. I told myself that that moment cured me. Sure as hell didn't, but I remember getting back onto the beach, and a friend that I called arrived with a power pack of long necks. And I remember him opening up the plastic that kept the three together.
Yep.
And he just went like that. There you go. He didn't realise like how fucked I was.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it and went, oh, like if I'd like had a little moment of clarity in the insanity, if I drink this long neck, that'll set me off for another spree.
Yeah.
Because I've already had 3 Carlton drafts at 9 a.m. And I said, no, mate, can't have it. And he just looked at me like, never denied a beer in my life.
Did you know then that was the last? Even by you saying that, you knew that was it?
Well, it was the last. The thing is, my mum's brother was the head psych at South Pacific Private, and I was already on life support with the psychological box tick, so I had I could get into a rehab, and it was covered by my private health. And she called him up and was like, my son's cooked. Can you get him in? And he said, if there's a cancellation, I'll let you know. It took 2 weeks for me to get into that rehab, which is unheard of. People have to wait a lot longer than that, but a bed came free. So they called me up and said, Brownie, you can go. But for that 2 week period, I was drinking. Mum was monitoring me. Yeah. And I was just having a few wines a day.
It was like a weaning off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to stop, I'd already had a seizure prior when I tried to stop cold turkey. Yeah. So I just had to, I didn't even want it. I could hardly sleep anyway. Every time I shut my eyes, I was just took me back to hell. So I hardly slept, and I'd just be drinking red wine until I got into rehab.
And your mum, you must look at it and you go, God, your mum had a hard life at the start, and she's going through this. She's a saint herself.
Yeah, mate. She's just doesn't have a bad bone in her body. Mum, she's just adorable. I've got so much respect for her, everything she's been through, and what she's done for me.
Well, she starting the business too. Starting in the shop, she lent you $50,000, didn't she?
Yeah. And she didn't have much money. So that was a big deal. But crunched the numbers, believed in myself.
Well, after everything you've been through, she's probably gone, you know what, if he makes something of this, this is almost like, I need to give him this to let him go on his way.
Yeah. I that's the thing. I just needed one person to believe in me. And I don't know if she completely believed in me. We haven't spoken about that. But all I needed was that 50 grand. And that 50 grand, I knew it was going to work. Yeah. I wasn't recreating the wheel. I knew I was good at making coffee. I had a great business model. I knew that there was a gap in the market with what I was going to provide, and she lent it to me.
And you paid it back in no time?
Yeah. We at that point, my brother, I taught him how to make coffee too, so he was with me, and my sister it was a family affair. So, but mate, together we paid that loan off. Yeah. Within 6 months. And Mum was wrapped.
Looking back, everyone says that you put on earth for a reason. Do you feel now that you're giving back in regards to charities and stuff like that and helping other people, it's almost like you're put on earth to go through those sins to come out the other side and be helpful for others?
Yeah. I feel like I've never been to uni.
But you're street smart.
That's it. That's the cool thing about myself. I haven't tried to recreate the wheel. I've invested in my spirituality, and I'm just a good person. And I can show up every day and do my best. And I'm not making choices based around fear. I've actually listened to my intuition. Okay, well, what do you enjoy? All right, honor yourself. Do what you love. Fuck, it's so hard going the opposite way. Fuck that. Yeah. So it's like for someone that, has been to uni, or someone that is suffering with alcoholism, it's like, what? I feel like people could see what I do and go, oh, he's really kept it simple, and look where he's at. Where it's like, if I did have the double degree, or if I did, try recreate the wheel, it would be for those people that are still suffering or just hating their life, whatever they're doing. It's like, oh, this is just what he did, and now he's here. Oh, maybe I can do that too.
Dave does a lot of corporate events, live and not so live. But Dave, would Mulletlord be a great corporate speaker?
I think definitely, especially in reference to your team, having that support group around you, that really brings home for a lot of people. And you see a lot of people don't have that. So I would. That's where I would be. If I was your guy getting into that sort of business, that's where I'd go with it.
So we're giving you another genre to get out of here.
Yeah, totally. So it is. I really feel like with my qualifications, which are minimal, that's inspirational for people. We're all people. Like I sure as hell know if I went to uni and did something that my parents wanted me to do, or I didn't even enjoy it, is that successful? No.
Well, as I said, uni degrees now,
Like, what about a business degree?
If you stayed as a plumber, you'd be making a fortune too.
Yeah. Would I be?
Pulling turds out of drain pipes.
Look, the thing is, like, we need everybody. That just wasn't me. I gave it a good shot. And, the smell of that Makona and the cigarette, I had to quit the ciggies.
Yeah.
But that smell, I remember it did something to me. It just got my senses going at an early age, and I was in awe of just that scent.
Yeah.
And I'm just so grateful that my senses take to the largest commodity going on this earth. I'm just a lucky guy.
It doesn't matter.
Because I could have smelt like anything. Oh, it could have been someone cutting open a watermelon. Oh, that watermelon's great. I might start a fruit stall.
You could smell the flower. You're next to your florist.
Yeah, I just love the smell of coffee. And here we are.
You've also made a caricature of yourself. This is. I think it's on your. There you go.
Oh, sick.
Who drew that one up?
So that was Jake. He was the old graphic designer for Mulletlord, who I'm sponsored by. So they did that graphic. So all the boards they sold, that was on the surfboards.
I think Dave loves that one because he looks a bit like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. I remember, I'm part of the Hulk Hogan era.
Dave, don't get him onto wrestling. Yeah. He loves his wrestling. But you've also,
maybe we could wrestle after this.
Well, well, you're going to have to get your kid off, because what happens when you take your pants off?
Classic.
What do we see if we take your kid? There you go.
Yes, unreal. Yeah, so
did the tattoo artist just go, what the fuck?
Well, no, he basically pigeonholed me into doing it. But yeah, he'd come in and get coffee every day, and he had the tattoo studio across the road from Lord's. Early days. Oh, Brownie, come on, let me give you a tat. Oh, every time, let me give you a tat. Oh, everyone got, oh yeah, come on, Brownie, get one. Oh, all right. So I really like just, not having tats in visible areas. So I thought, look, I'll give you my right buck cheek. Or is it my left? Whatever side it is on, whatever side you're on, that's whatever side it is.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Well, you got to even it up. So you got to even it up on the other side somewhere.
But yeah, he's no longer with us. he suffered from addiction and took his own life.
Damn.
Yeah. So just another one.
Did you know?
Didn't even know. Couldn't have picked
and then you're
it.
sitting there going, I could have helped you.
Yeah. So he'd lend me boards. He was an old surfer. And, yeah, he tattooed me and we formed a really great relationship.
And that tattoo would mean so much more now.
Means a lot. Yeah. So I can remember him by that tat and the laughs we had because he did throughout the drugs. I think he, owed a lot of money and got himself into a lot of trouble that he felt like he couldn't get out of. So,
do you also think that could have been you?
Oh, 100%. So alcohol and drugs. It's taken people. Was it five men a day commit suicide? I wonder how much, drugs and alcohol involved in those.
And that's
probably most likely.
And that's not reported of how many people attempt per day.
That's right.
Just staying on the character, the cartoon. You could make a cartoon out of that. I could see a Mulletlord cartoon strip.
Be careful what you put out there.
Because you've got just don't put your ass out there like that.
Far out.
But if you've got like a mind in regards to. I mean, Dave Hughes, he came to you to ask for you to write him a skit. What
that was classic. Just I wasn't surprised. I was making some pretty classic comedy skits back then, and once again, someone from whatever channel he was from approached me.
Channel 10, yeah.
Yeah, and said, have you heard of Dave Hughes? We got a problem. They want you to make a skit for it. And sure enough, I just played on the mullet in the car I had at the time, which was a mad car. I had a little Toyota Celica with the pop-up lights. Sunroof.
I remember that, yeah.
It was so low. I think it was a 1999 model.
Yeah.
And I just basically introduced the car. Oh, check out me Celica. I bought it for $900, by the way. So much character. And I was like, oh, check it out. It's got the sunroof and the pop-up lights, and I did all my facials in it, and they loved it. And basically they played the skit, and then they basically just ripped on me the whole time. But I love it. It's the best. I don't do it, but I can really appreciate that type of comedy.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've got thick skin, I
tell you what, Dave Hughes, when I was at Channel 10, Rove McManus tried to reboot the old Tonight Live show, Rove Tonight, and it failed after three shows. It just bombed in the ratings, and so they just said, we've got to get rid of it. So they said we've got to get rid of the set, because they've built this set, but we can't just keep it here because it's gone, So they took it out the side, and what they used to do with these old sets, they used to have this set and they used to get a forklift and just drive through and just break up the set and put it in the skip bin. So I went out, I had to go out the back because there was a cafe next door to Channel 10. It was attached to the building. But I had to walk past this happening, and while I was there, while this forklift was crushing up Rove's set, Dave Hughes was there filming it. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going to fucking send this to Rove.
Nice. Nice.
I thought, you bastard, but it's just that human. And Rove would have got it and gone, on your Hughesy, But
it's important to see the humour in everything.
Yeah, yeah. MMA fighting. You sponsor a fellow. Is it Jake Young?
Jake Young.
Yeah. You've done a bit of training with him. You and your beautiful other half, Nicola. I think we've got a bit of that.
Unreal.
We're going to train like an MMA fighter just so they can see how hard it is. We got a cardio session that's from the UFC Performance Institute, and it sucks. We've got the spew bucket ready. 10 seconds as hard as you can. Tell me when to go.
Wow. What have we gotten ourselves into?
This is fucking easy, Jake. I don't know what you're doing.
Next time makes for a cry. Right? 60 seconds all out.
I think someone spiked my drink. My drink wasn't meant to fizz up like that.
That was the longest minute of my life. Oh.
Fastest minute I've ever done on the erg.
Facials are going to be so funny.
Go! Doesn't matter how happy you are, that's everything. And if you're not fucked, you're not doing it hard. 4 minutes as hard as you can.
Let's go again, hey?
Oh, resting never felt so good. Oh, I've got to get back to work.
I did 2.5 Ks, Brendan. What'd you do?
2.4.
I reckon they could have gone harder in the 60-second intervals, but they're good. Next week, let's invite Josh. Let's see how well Josh goes.
Mate,
That's a lunch break. Pretty cool.
and it gives you newfound respect for what he's doing as well.
Yeah, let alone having to keep up that level of fitness, but also getting punched in the face.
I tell you what, he's pretty marketable, that young Jake, isn't he? Good looking. He's too good looking to be a bloody MMA fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a unique character because he's got that. So, for instance, no one saw what he did behind the scenes for the challenge. He was editing every video. So we'd have an iCloud folder, and everything we filmed, we'd share it to that. And at the end of the day, he would edit it. So he's really savvy with his editing, and he's very marketable. He's got his own activewear company, Fightwear, Cage, and he's only 18. So he's at a point too, every other 18-year-old, I'm 18, it's time to hit the clubs. So it can be, I've been there, done that. It took me 19, I completely gave up on myself, but he's only 18, and if we can catch him before he's influenced by whoever, we've done our part. So we believe in him, stars shine bright. My business partner, Alex, got in touch with Jake's old coach. It would have been a good 3 years ago. And his old coach said, make sure you look after Jake for me while I'm gone. And my business partner, Alex, wasn't really in a position to do that. Yeah. But he kept it in, he said he would. And sure enough, the years went by. Posto, everyone calls him. Alex Apostolou is his name, so Posto for short. Nico, myself, started Lord's Supply with the cafes that we have. We can facilitate it. And he thought, we sponsored Josh. My passion, and I love MMA, and there's a kid that my old friend, he's an ex-trainer, said to look after, and it kind of popped into his mind that we were in a position to sponsor Jake, and we were actually in a position to look after him those years after. I find it incredible. Here we are. I find it not incredible. It is brilliant that this coffee business, this coffee shop, it's just spawning. You're helping people, your charities, your MMA fighter, surfer, making them into good people. It's almost like but at the end of the day, the hub, the headquarters is that coffee shop that's spawning all this happening. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we're getting these guys, before, the world's pressures and whatnot gets to them. Yeah. We've gotten to them at an early age. And, what I'm all about, mate, we had saunas, ice baths yesterday. We're building them up. And we've got a great foundation to do that. And we've got really big plans for the future in that area. Beautiful. You just
celebrated your 6th wedding anniversary with the lovely Nicola, best friend, soulmate.
Yeah,
Look at these
lovely.
pics.
Yeah, mate. Stoked. Yeah, married my best friend.
And she just walked in off the street and wanted a job, didn't she?
Yeah. She poured a half decent coffee, and I was like,
She got better.
there's room for improvement, and she doesn't suck.
We're going to cut that bit.
No, it's all right. No, she'll love it.
So, I mean, some people find it's hard to work with your partner, wife. It's certainly not for you.
Yeah. As soon as she came along, everything got better. My life improved, like out of sight.
Was it love at first sight?
No. I definitely, when I was employing her, I definitely did not think, I could marry this girl. It was, over time, we worked intensively together for 3 weeks while my brother was in Europe, and we finished a shift, and we'd get along through that shift, worked really well together. I'm going for a wave, or if there was no surf, I'm going to go to hot yoga, because I was loving the hot yoga back then, no kids. And she was like, can I come along? What beach are you going to? She lived at Merewether. All right, let's go for a wave. And she really jumped on, like, 'cause the lifestyle I live, I basically just let go of my old life and started doing my own thing. And she was the first one to really jump on board with my, the energy and
Do you think it was
what I was doing.
Do you think it was love at first sight for her?
Nah, she said it wasn't. And I understood. But once she got to know me and what I was all about, she was like, we kind of both come up with the conclusion, like, what's going on here? Like, we really, really like each other.
What a beautiful ending.
Why, who else would we want to be with? And 6 years later, 2 kids, 2 cafes, the roastery, everything else we've been through, it's just been a joy.
Mulletlord, Brownie, it's been a pleasure to be on Incredible Lives with Caney, and good luck in the future. And I'm sure there's plenty more future to come.
Yeah, 100%. Life's long until it's not.